America's most fabled destinations, New York City's Rockefeller Center. Hi, I'm Bill Boggs. Welcome to our corner table. This is a perfect setting for today's guests, that all-American, one-of-a-kind brother and sister duo, Donny and Marie. They started as kids, part of the family of 7 singing Osmonds in the early 60s. They achieved international success as teen idols, hit ratings gold on television with the Donny and Marie show in the 70s, then they went their own ways. But now they're back on television again, hoping for a talk show hit for the new millennium.
In a bowl, we're mixing in 6 eggs vanilla, a cup of sugar, please.
Okay.
A half a cup of flour and fresh ricotta cheese. And don't forget the chocolate chip, oh, chocolate chips. Mix it all and make it, there you have ricotta cake.
So join me at the Sea Grill here in Rockefeller Center for Donny and Marie. After 35 years in jaded and cynical show business, you think they still like each other? Let's find out. Well, this is a treat to welcome to our corner table Marie and Donny.
No.
Marie
Start that over. No. Bill, I'm changing the billing. I'm walking away right now.
Feel like, well, see, it's okay. We'll let him have it again because it's, age before beauty.
I understand that. But I wonder whether or not way back, by the way, welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
I got crab cakes for you. We're going to have a big lunch.
We're excited about this.
I appreciate your excitement over
So,
crab cakes.
do people like eating and talking at the
just
same
like a
time?
normal lunch.
Do you tell us if we get something in our teeth?
I'll go like this.
And by the way, we're at Rockefeller Center, for those of you who want to know where
It's
we're at.
beautiful.
In the Sea Grill. Was there ever a time when billing was an issue, like when you were teenagers? Did you ever go into Donny's room and say, Donny, I think it should be Marie and Donny?
Never. Next question.
All right? Never. You never complained.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back with 18?
You know why?
Why?
Because I always get the last word.
So she has to be the last.
Well, how does it feel to be back working together after like 18 years
Very
on
honest.
television?
Almost 20 years.
It'll be 20 years.
It's great, Bill, to be working with her again, in all sincerity.
You still really like each other after all that you've been through? I mean, all this.
We better. This is the second time around.
Like I said, love gets lovelier the second time.
Well,
around.
it's not love. I mean, it's an appreciation for the talent, and I really appreciate
No, there's no love. I'm
No,
sure
believe
it's
me.
not love.
So we're going to see the same kind of bickering this time around that we saw last time.
I don't know if bickering is the right word. We're just going to do that sibling thing, I guess, because that's what we are. We're not going to try to fabricate anything and manufacture anything. It's just
No.
what we are.
Well, let's talk about talk shows.
All right.
Let's go back to, say,
Let's talk.
let's talk.
Yeah, let's
We're on a talk show. Now,
By
let's
the way,
go back
these are
to-
very good.
These are delicious. These
Yeah,
crab
that's
cakes. It's a signature dish. Say, from Steve Allen all the way up to Howie Mandel, through Morton Downey Jr., Johnny Carson, Jenny Jones, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, all
Donny
those-
and Marie.
Donny and Marie. Now, who has been, David Frost, who has been your favorite talk show host?
Carson.
Johnny Carson.
I have to look back at
King.
Carson. Because he got me one
Carson's
time.
amazing.
What did he do?
It was just, it'd take too long to explain the story, but he was so fast and clever and funny without trying to be too funny.
Donny and Marie first worked on a talk show as co-hosts with Mike Douglas in the early 1970s, but much has changed in the talk world since then. Well, what's going to happen when your clear-cut, straight, clean-cut moral principles collide with the sleaze media of the 90s?
It doesn't need to collide because you can bring on a guest and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We are not going to take our show to a sleaze area.
Are there guests you wouldn't want to have on your show? Suppose a producer comes and says, you know something, we're in a ratings period. I can deliver Howard Stern. We can get Howard Stern on the Donny and Marie show. Do you book him? Can you do it? Can you have him there? What do you think about that? Or Jerry Springer, for example, wants to come on.
Why?
I don't just. Well, because it's a commercial.
I would love to talk to Jerry.
What would you talk? What would you talk to Jerry
I
about?
would like to, I don't know, I'd have to think about that for a while, but I'd like to just
A lot of people would.
figure out the hype because, the image has become way much bigger than the individual. And, but you have to take your hat off to him for building such an empire. I don't really agree with that, although people have said that our show's going to be Jerry Springer with music. But,
and clothing, probably. And without a referee. But How about Stern? Would you be interested in having him on the show? I mean, in this commercial medium, if it could guarantee
You know
ratings?
why? Because why? You know, I mean, the audience that's going to tune in for us, because I think there's room for everybody out there.
That's
Everybody
right.
has a show and a place that they're going to go and gravitate to. I don't think our audience, nor do I think that the women who are my age with children are going to say, why do they have Stern on this show? I don't want my kids interested in Stern.
So
And you also have to take into consideration, why are you doing it? For ratings?
yeah, a lot.
Because what we're
you'll
what
get
we're
that
interested-
pressure. You will get
what
that
we're
pressure.
interested in is producing a great show that's fun and entertaining. And if we do our job right and we have a great time at what we do, the audience is going to enjoy it. as well.
Because it's his family entertainment, I think it connotes this idea of boring. I'm sorry, but you know how many people think that Marie Osmond is naive and goody-goody?
I don't.
You cannot grow up in this business for 35 years and be naive. It's impossible.
Not in the least.
But you can choose and make choices, and that's all it is there are plenty of shows out there, and everybody can tune in and make their choices.
The entire Osmond family, it appears, has come through 35 years in show business, relatively, if not totally unscathed by the business. But if you look at some of your contemporaries, like the Beach Boys, the Carpenters, the Jackson family, they've had very tragic problems. What has enabled you to come through like this?
I think
the
we're
whole
normal.
group, the whole.
We're normal. We're normal. We're normal.
Well, you know, we're not without problems ourselves.
Everybody has problems.
Well, let's get a
But there-
list.
But there are two factors I would have to
Right.
point to. Number one, our parents. I think we've got wonderful parents who taught us values and principles right from the get-go. Another thing is a hard work ethic. You don't get anything in this world
You
for
work
nothing.
hard.
You do. You have to work hard.
And to expect something for nothing, then that's the beginning of the end.
Also family, priorities. You know, when you keep your priorities in order, it really helps you know what's real and what's artificial in life. And I think that that's really been a grand... Now, does all this make you weird or different or odd? I hope not. I mean, I think I'm a normal person who loves life like everybody else,
Yeah,
you
there
know?
must be a point at which you go crazy at this, when you hear the white-red thing,
Yeah.
the clean-cut image. It must really rile you. It must, like, I would think that...
You know what?
I wouldn't like it.
Not so much anymore.
Nah.
You used to?
I went through a time when I just could not stand it. Because when you say they're goody-goody, what does that mean? That they love life, they love their family, they love their children and all that kind of stuff. Okay, call me goody-goody if you want to, but it all depends on what you mean by it. Because, you know what? We survived it. We survived the ups and
Exhibit
downs
A.
of it.
Here we sit
Yeah.
having a lovely
And
lunch,
so,
talking about
you know-
new success going into the next century. Why don't we take a break? Weren't you screaming for food earlier?
Yeah, let's get
Not
this.
really. I just
I'm
want to
almost
change
done.
the subject.
All right. We'll take a break and we'll be back with a changed subject. I want to talk about the old days.
Okay.
Right? The girls chasing you down
I don't
the
like
street.
the way you said that old thing.
Under the umbrellas at the Sea Grill in one of the world's most familiar locations, Rockefeller Center, the home of the Today Show, Radio City Music Hall, and of course, fine dining. Let's go into the kitchen of the Sea Grill and see how that aficionado of fish, Executive Chef Ed Brown, makes those crab cakes that Marie likes so much. He starts with the freshest lump crab meat, then adds mayonnaise, an egg yolk, salt, cayenne pepper, Old Bay seasoning, and mustard.
We're just mixing this enough to combine the ingredients gently, and I don't want to shred the crab meat and defeat the purpose of having those nice big jumbo lumps.
Then Ed forms the crab cake into a ball and coats it with cornflake
Put on
crumbs.
top of each
With a
one.
little bit of butter on top, Ed finishes the crab cakes by baking them in a 375-degree oven for 6 minutes.
Those are our signature jumbo lump crab cakes.
Diane Marie, are we ready to eat?
You betcha.
That's
This
Yes,
is
we're
great.
ready, but not talk.
You're ahead of me, that's true. Well, I said I wanted to talk about the old days. You know, here we are in Rockefeller Center. You know what I remember?
What's that?
Well, when you used to ice skate on at the beginning of your shows. This is a skating
That's where
rink.
they have that skating rink.
Right.
You know, when I was here with King and I doing whatever,
Yeah.
when we saw each other last, I brought my kids here and we went ice skating all the time. It was so much fun.
The old days, the teen idol days, there were periods of time when you had women chasing you down, young girls, teens, chasing you down the street, ripping up your clothes. Tell us, like, one really strange memory from that era of your life, because you weren't even 16, 17 years old.
Manchester, England. I remember running down the street and this sea of girls chasing me. Smile all over my face, man, because I thought, man, this is great. I'm loving this.
How old were you then?
14.
14 years old, a sea of women. Did you ever actually get in a situation where they like ripped?
They ripped my shirt off.
What was going through your mind?
I thought it was cool at first, but then I realized it was my favorite shirt. How dare they do that?
See, the public doesn't think about
You know what, I remember, because it was hysteria back then, and I could never see it because they were my brothers. You know, I never knew what the girls saw. No.
Thank you, Marie. I appreciate
No,
that.
but it's interesting what happens when these girls get their adrenaline, because they're young and they were crazy. And I'll never forget, we got inside the car, and I was sitting here, my brother Jay was next to the window, and my mom was across sitting backwards. And a girl reached up, was screaming, you know, I love you guys. And she pulled down an electric window and reached in and had my brother Jay by a neck lock.
With the
And
car?
Jay, the car was moving, and Jay was choking to death. I mean, he was literally turning blue, and my mom saw him, and you gotta know, my mom is the sweetest little lady you've ever seen in your life. She reached up and gave this little girl an Indian burning bitter to get her off my brother's neck, because she was choking him to
Indian
death.
burn. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, you know, where you twist it and then she bit
Needless
it.
to say, she let go.
She did let go.
And Marie, the comparable thing for you, I was talking to someone today who said, I had Marie Osmond's poster in my bedroom right next to Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, did you have any sense then of your symbolism to young guys as a sex symbol? Did you have any sense of that at all?
I don't. No, I just
I don't see what
enjoyed
they
my
saw in her
work.
either.
I never did.
No?
No.
We got a little surprise for you. Something from the midst of those teen years, all the merchandise. For example, I remember my sister, Barbara, had a Donny pillowcase. And I could see her putting her
Sweet
head...
dreams or whatever it said.
Putting her head in that pillowcase. So we have a couple things here we'd like to show you.
Oh, babe.
To see what you think, what kind of memories come back. First, when you look at this record case.
I hated that dress.
Donny,
I remember the costume fitting. I went, you want me to wear what?
how about you, Donny? You got a pretty hip outfit on there.
It is?
All right, let's see what we have inside, okay?
Okay, please.
We've got...
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't know, folks.
What comes to mind when you look at that?
Have we changed?
How about this? The whole family.
Oh, the family.
The
Oh,
Osmond's
man.
greatest hits. What comes to mind when you hold that in your hands?
I remember that
get
photo session.
I get a little melancholy because I kind of miss those days working with my brothers, touring.
They're good guys.
My
Yeah,
teeth
yeah.
had more enamel on it then.
Yeah, see, I had better caps back then.
Cap replacement? We got more. We got more. Excuse me.
Oh,
The Donny
man.
doll.
No purple socks.
Yeah, Donny. No purple socks.
Purple
what happened?
socks. Blue toes.
You know, I'm coming out with these as a collectible. You know, I design dolls.
I know you have many dolls.
And I just had them redone in porcelain in a limited edition to commemorate our 20-year reunion.
With purple socks.
With those pink and purple fire outfits that they originally came in.
It's a fake. It's a fake. Look. No holes in the
No.
hands. It's
Oh.
a fake.
You know what?
Fake.
It's a fake. Somebody popped
You
his
were
head
ripped
on a
off.
Ken body.
Send it back to the
You
kitchen.
were ripped off.
That's how you can tell an original, because it has a hole in the hand.
Jeez, it looks a little like Engelbert Humperdinck to
Oh,
me.
please, please, please.
All right, look at this picture here. Now, what comes to mind when you look at this? Tell me about this costume.
You know,
Jimmy got
I
his
was
first piece is the costume.
the costume. When I saw that, Jeremy Railton was our clothes designer back then, and I just about beat him up after I saw those costumes.
Everyone always remembers the Jackson 5 and the Osmonds together, not necessarily competing rivals, but there's just a similarity. When you see Michael Jackson, pictures of him these days, and the way he looks, what comes to your mind? Because you knew him when he was a totally different looking kind of
We
guy.
used to play football in the halls and the hotels
I
together.
got to know him pretty well, and probably more so than Marie. And my heart just hurts, you know, because he's made some choices in our lives. And as Marie said earlier in this interview, you know, we all make choices that we have to live with, you know, the consequences of them. And I don't know, just I get saddened a little bit for some of those choices he's made.
How about the other friends you made in Las Vegas? I mean, you were out there in the heyday. The Rat Pack was out there. Dean, Sammy Frank, Elvis Presley, Tom Jones. Did you rub shoulders with any of those?
I remember Elvis
What?
called us on the phone one time. This is, we were opening up at the Hilton. I think you were with us. You were with us. And
He called
Yeah, I was there.
yeah, okay. I didn't remember.
He actually loved
You really
our
left a
mother.
good impression on your act, Deborah. But he used to talk to my mother all the time.
loved
He was
her.
very interested in religion and studying all different kinds of religions. He would call my mother all the time and talk to her.
She looked a lot like his mom. You know, one thing that Elvis said to, I remember very well, because I remember my mom was talking to us, and she said he kept encouraging her and my father to make sure that these guys, as they were popular, to get to know their fans. He said that was one of his biggest
to know your
regrets.
fans.
He regrets that.
He said he
Yeah,
locked
regretted
himself up in a room forever. And he said because of it, he developed this untouchable kind of thing with a relationship with them. And he said he really regretted it more than anything.
Coming up, walking among the fans at Rockefeller Center at the Sea Grill in Rockefeller Center. Can I tip you, Donny Marie?
wait, I gotta have a bite of
little
this.
sour cherry mousse.
Ooh.
Creme brulee. Ooh, boy.
This is fantastic. What's yours?
And that.
5-spice devil food cake.
Oh, boy, that's
I like
good.
the. Oh, I broke this pitchfork.
Little pitchfork.
Oh, hurt me.
We are devils eating. This is very meal's been excellent.
Man.
Take me back.
To the chefs over there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent.
What was the dinner table like in the Osmond household on a typical night when you were
Well,
12
it
years
wasn't
old?
like this.
We didn't have this. It was.
Was it room service a lot of the time?
A lot of the time we were on the road, yes, but when we were home, Mother would just cook vats of food, and we fend for ourselves. And being the smallest, you know, it's kind of like the older ones get there first. We get their crumbs.
But you've been cooking
You know-
Thanksgiving dinner for a while, right?
Yeah, well, my mom needed help. I felt sorry for her. I actually like to cook.
What's your specialty? What's your best dish?
My best dish?
Yeah.
I like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do the whole bit. It takes about 3 days to do it. But you know what? My mom, I have to really hand it to her because as crazy as our lives were, she had fabulous traditions, and especially with food. At the dinner table, one of the things that I loved is we would go through and we would eat a salad or a meal or whatever. It would become our favorite. So she would name it Donny salad, or she'd name it Marie salad, or Merrill salad, or Wayne salad. And then she would rotate, and it would be your special night. So they'd have your salad, and then you pick the menu. I mean, she really tried hard to make home as pleasant as possible.
And it made that individual, say for instance, we were having burl salad. That was my favorite, burl
Burl
salad.
salad was good.
He was like
That's my older brother.
Oldest brother.
It's like a Jell-O.
No, what was the salad?
Oh, the salad was
Jell-O?
it was a Jell-O with mandarin orange.
It sounds gross, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Trust me.
Any,
You'll love it.
I didn't ask. Hey, what about the future? There are more than 40 next generation of Osmond children, correct?
51.
51
51 grandchildren.
grandchildren. Can we expect like the Osmond channel at some point in the future? Osmond mania striking again? What's going to happen?
No, but we feel we'll get good ratings because of that. They'll all tune in.
Any of them
Hey,
going
we're getting good ratings just the Osmonds tuning in.
That's what I meant, immediate family.
Oh, like she said.
Like he's listening. Okay.
Anybody jumping in the business out of the 51?
Not yet. Oh, wait, excuse me. What am I talking about? Alan's boys.
Yeah.
They're out touring with Joseph right now, having a lot of success with it.
Well, I wish you success. And we end every show by asking our guests to look right into the camera there and offer a toast. We'll have to do it with water, but that's
That's
okay.
right.
To our Food
We don't
Network
drink
viewers.
so it's with water.
Let's hear it for the Food Network.
That's a toast.
And to you.
And to you, Billy.
But how about to them? What do you want to say to
And
them?
to our viewers.
And to the new Donny and Marie show.
Watch us in your markets.
Good health. Thank you. You deserve.